But what's the moral stance against this, though?
Well, enslaving an entire race.
Sure, but they've literally, from the perspective of the common man, have attacked us first and have constantly been attacking us. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with, well, another movie of Macross Frontier. We are in, I've already forgot what it's called, The Wings of Goodbye? What is this?
Wings of Goodbye, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. When I was realizing that I didn't have a copy of this just the other day, I was looking it up, and I was like, oh, this isn't right. And I looked at the wiki, and the wiki has a different name for it. So it's like the same thing. It's like the thesaurus of naming when you come to translation. Yeah. I just couldn't remember what it was. So I'm like, oh, I've got the Time of Labyrinth, or whatever the hell that one was called. It's like, is that the next one? That doesn't sound right. Let me make sure. So, yeah. But I guess, warning ahead of time, it has been a number of weeks since the last time me and Lessons recorded the False Songstress. So if we are a bit foggy or get stuff wrong, I don't need to tell you guys anything. You'll correct us in the comments, even if we asked you not to. So I guess no worries there for the year ahead of time that you guys will be long done. We'll be watching the new release of Macross, yet to be named, I guess.
Yeah.
I was about a stupid joke. I was about to say Macross F. That's wrong. I mean, obviously, yeah, because this is F, and I was thinking, well, because after this is going to be Delta. It's like, what comes after Delta? I don't know, F?
Yeah. D.
I guess E.
Macross D.
Well, yeah, we go to EF.
I mean, we're going to go to 2, so.
I mean, legitimate while we're recording. Any idea? Any idea what would be next? Since we don't know it's in Delta to know.
Yeah, I think it's going to. I mean, I got spoiled about things that happened in Delta accidentally. I wasn't looking for spoilers.
Damn it, Lessons. It's the one thing we had is that you don't know what's happening.
But it's so vague about what I don't know the plot of Delta. I don't know who the characters are. I don't know what they do or don't do or any of that. It's just got spoiled by something. Which I won't talk about it because it's a point.
Yeah, of course.
But so
okay, how about this? Do you know when it happens? Whatever you know.
Huh?
Do you know? God, I'm sure hard question because I obviously don't want to know what you know. Yeah. Is what you know a theme of the show? Is what you know character related to the show, or is it an event of the show?
It's an event.
Okay, and do you know when the event happens in the show?
Yes.
Is it closer to the beginning or the end?
I'm not going to answer that. No. Even telling you that would be a spoiler.
No, because I don't know what the event is. All you're saying is an event. An event can be anything. Characters falling in love can be an event, because like I often say when I'm reacting to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I know that the two characters wind up together at the end, because everybody on the fucking internet knows that. That's an event. Yeah. Saying it's an event without telling me what the event is could be anything, so it's not even a spoiler. So long as you don't tell me what the event is, I'm trying to gauge this on a matter of how damaging this spoiler is. So is it closer to the beginning or the end?
It's in the later half of Delta.
So it's closer to the end, or you're saying it's closer to the middle of the end? Or I mean,
closer to the end.
The beginning of the middle.
Closer to the end.
Okay, one last question, and I'll let this go. Does it really spoil you to a lot of Delta by knowing about this event?
I believe so, yes.
God damn it, Lessons.
I wasn't looking for it. I follow a couple of
You read wikis, Lessons. We've covered this before. I think you say, don't read the wikis. And you're like, I don't know, you didn't have a response to that. But my point being is that stop reading the wikis.
Yeah, I know. It's a thing.
Well, here's the thing. You're even playing it wrong. Because the real play should have been just don't tell me, and I wouldn't know, and then you could just pretend to be smart later. You know what I think is about to happen. Let me tell you. And then just really try your best to put everything you know already together to get to the end point that you already know exists. Be a Vorlon in Babylon 5.
Yeah.
The truth points to itself.
Yeah. But yeah, that happened. But even then, based on that, I have no idea. I do know, and I did mention this on Discord. We have a Discord for this. Is we actually don't have a dedicated channel across, which we should, but that's a different story. I don't think by this time it doesn't really matter. That in the intro they showed different images of the different shows, and they included Macross 2, an image.
Is that why you talked about? Sorry, I thought you included. You were discussing Macross 2 because the reason that I noticed Macross 2 was in it, because obviously I haven't seen Macross 2. Is that they list all the shows that they're showing clips for on the very bottom with their copyright and the company. It says Big West / Sunrise. And it's like, I thought that's what you're talking about, because the very first one is Macross 2, and then it lists every other Macross show.
Yeah, because Macross 2 is... Big West has the copyright for that, but not Studio New.
Well, Big West is on a bunch of them, actually. But
yeah,
honestly, I don't know Macross 2. I haven't seen it yet. It's going to be the last thing that we watch, and I guess before the new show comes out. But literally on the little copyright thing on the bottom, it listed all of those. By the way, I had to get a VPN to then be able to watch that thing, which is why I recorded it and put it on our Discord for everybody else like me that typically isn't willing to do the VPN stuff. Like when I wanted to watch the Witch from Mercury sign-off thing, even though I couldn't understand anything that was being said, I VPN'd to watch that shit. By the way, today's sponsor is... No, I'm joking.
We're not sponsored.
Well, anyway, you didn't even give me your guess.
Except for viewers like you.
No, the patrons.
I think... Yeah, well... I think it might be a sort of bringing all together all this stuff, right? They want to do the...
No, that's the game.
Yeah, but based on that, that's been kind of the trend to sort of align all the things together. I think that may be trying to do that.
I don't think you would put out the game, because the game literally just came out, where they do the whole time travel thing, and literally they bring all the idols together.
Yeah.
Plus, that's also the scope of Super Robot Wars. You wouldn't...
The Wars, yeah.
You'd be infringing on that.
Remember that this is also Sunrise, and they have the Gundam series, right? So I think they want to do something similar, like they did. I think it was Unicorn thing, or Turn a Gundam.
I haven't seen Unicorn, and we're going to watch Unicorn eventually. So why would you start telling me about Unicorn?
No, I think you actually were the one.
You literally said you said it just like Unicorn, and you started to describe something about Unicorn. I don't know anything about Unicorn.
No, I thought it was either Unicorn or Turn A.
I haven't watched Turn A Gundam either.
But you were the one who mentioned that there is at least one series who's supposed to be like 500 years in the future, which is supposed to be...
Turn A Gundam is supposed to merge a bunch of Gundam timelines together to the point where they don't even remember that they're in that universe anymore. That's even a contentious thing amongst Gundam fans. That's the point why we had some commenter telling us that Turn A Gundam being on the official Universal Century timeline during a convention billboard posting or something like that was a big thing.
But I think it's going to be something like that, maybe.
Yeah, but no, that doesn't make any sense. We're not there. We're not in a place... It's not like Universal Century, we know, goes like 200 years in the future, right?
And remember as well that I think it was Big West and Studios made a legal case with the other side of the pond, Robotech, basically.
Harmony Gold.
So that... Yeah, Harmony Gold. So now everything that is basic Macross has to be Robotech Macross. At least that's out in Japan with both of them. So I think they might be aiming to start consolidating stuff.
Well, that wouldn't make any sense either, unless... Sorry, now I'm thinking if Delta doesn't do anything with the
Supervision
Supervision Army, then what if they took the Supervision Army idea and made it the Robotech Masters? Sorry, I've never watched Robotech. I'm really just purview of what I know. What if they made
Yeah.
the Supervision Army the Robotech Masters or whatever they are, and they tried to merge it that way?
Maybe.
I don't think that's the case, though.
Uh,
I think that's
But also remember that the show. Here's an interesting thing: the other two shows that make Robotech, while they're not made by Studio, I think they were made by Studio, by Big West, or either Studio New had Super Dimensional Century Orgus and Super Dimensional Army Southern Cross, which is their own realities. They don't,
yeah. No, we've
you
talked
know.
about possibly watching them at some point.
But also, Mospeada was made by many people that made Macross in mechanical design stuff like that, except for Kawamori, he wasn't involved with that. And so that's one of the reasons why they were, they were able to pick and match them together. So I see perhaps either trying to clarify that and get rid of it. It's like, oh, this is the series that says, don't worry about that. We're never going to touch that. That's not going to be a problem. Or it's like, well, we made some legal agreements. Bring out the salad bowl.
I don't know. It seems to me it would be easier for them to completely ignore it.
Yeah.
Considering the history of Macross that we've watched together so far, being one of just not explaining stuff that's happened in the past. Or actually, now, explaining it in an opening narrative that sometimes seems to completely disregard what's actually happened.
Yeah. When it's inconvenient for them.
Well, I mean, like Macross Frontiers opening that showed humanity spreading out from Earth and everything, and it shows 12 different Macross ships, going out there. One of them goes to Eden, and then like a year later, 12 more go off from Eden. It's like, that's not the timeline.
That's my opinion on it.
All right. So, as I said before, it has been a while since we last watched the first movie. And the only thing I can really think to do here is to possibly go over the changes between the show and the movie.
Yeah. Biggest change, I think, and it's one of the reasons I kept saying during the series that my recollection of the movie sort of permeated my view of the series. Even though I watched the series first and then the movie, so recollection of the movies is fresher. Both times. The relationship between Cheryl and Ranka here, I think, is much closer. We never really got any duets of them except for the very end. Here we have their duet is, very prominent. Like they're on the same stage and everything else. Although that was interesting, right? That Cheryl doesn't come up as being as competitive as she did in the original series, right?
Bad memory. I know there's something there. There's something there that I really want to argue about, but I can't remember because their dynamic is completely different in the movie.
Yeah,
Cheryl comes at this knowing stuff about Ranka that she doesn't in the show, and it completely changes the dynamic. And I can't remember what the thing is that I want to bring up.
She knew because in the movies, she gets accused of being a spy for the galaxy. Not the entire galaxy, Macross Galaxy. Macross G, I suppose. You want to put it that way. Because she knows a lot of this stuff, but not all of it, right? And so she's accused alongside Grace and what's his name of being spies. Where that doesn't happen at all in the series.
What's his name?
They were Ranka's big brother. Or little brother.
Osmo?
Big brother, yeah. No, not Osmo. Not his
never mind.
Biological.
Sorry. Yeah.
His biological brother, the cyborg.
Yeah, I suddenly can't remember his name either.
Yeah.
But, no, I didn't remember him. Sorry, I have no recollection of him in the first movie for some reason.
Oh, he's there.
No, I'm saying I have no recollection of him. Again, as I explained before, it's been maybe a month or so since the last time we watched the first movie.
And Cheryl doesn't go and join the school. So did in Frontier that both Cheryl and Ranka. I think Ranka's always in the school with the same school as the rest of the cast, but Cheryl doesn't join. That's something that happens in the series that both of them switch schools for a little bit anyway. Cheryl's like, "Oh, I'm going to be in the school for like 5 minutes," and then she's not because the story moves on, right? Um, Michael doesn't die, at least in the first movie.
He would die in the second one, wouldn't he? Because
No,
that
no,
was in the back half of the show.
in the show he dies.
Sorry, I'm not even
but
sorry. I didn't mean he dies in the back half of the first show. Yeah, he wouldn't die in the first movie at all. He dies in, like right near the end of the show. I meant to. Sorry, you were saying Michael dies, and I immediately thought about the storyline with his sister. And I was saying, oh, that
yeah,
storyline hasn't shown up yet.
no, that hasn't done. And they seems to be closer to what's her name?
I mean, really, we got to pack in a lot in this second movie, considering we haven't even gone to the planet with the Zentradi yet.
And
because I feel like that was closer to the beginning of the show than the back half.
Episode 15 or 16, I think it was. No, earlier because it's 25 episodes.
Oh, I completely forgot there was 25 episodes. We've had so many longer Macross shows.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing that happened. What else? Just a bigger emphasis on, well, they have a bigger budget, so the whole ship thing, less concerts, but the concerts are bigger, right? More,
Well, I mean, the last thing that happened was what Cheryl is singing at the attacking
Vajra,
Vajra, while they're the entire
attacking
fleet's
the
under
ship.
attack. Yeah, it's like that's not even a 1-for-1 from the show.
No, that's a completely original scene for this show. It was actually Ranka who was in the show singing, and she was at the school doing that. And Cheryl doesn't really sing to the Vajra until the very end of the show, where Ranka is supposed to have been captured, and she's like, "Well, I'm going to try to do it," and she kind of tried to recreate whole Min-Mei thing, downright to getting a visit and talking to it was Misa and Hikaru talking, and then Min-Mei shows up, and here was and oh my god, I'm blank out on his name.
See how much we suck when we don't have like the board available.
Yeah.
Because obviously I didn't change anything to the board. I should explain that too, because this is just like when it becomes "Do you remember love?"
Mm-hmm, yeah,
I guess that's really the only real example, because the other movies don't change anything because they're just. Anyway, "Do you remember love?" did not change the board any, because we didn't represent that from, I guess, the point of view that "Do you remember love?" is itself in universe fiction to us. I know some people say that it's not for some reason, because a lot of the comments will point out that "Do you remember love?" is the real version and the show is fake or some shit like that. And it's like, whatever you agree on when you're watching it is fine for you. This is ours.
Its mechanical designs had changed. Narrative-wise, it's still a bit confusing.
Well, we've already discussed many times, I think, during Macross 7, which is weird that it never gets brought up in those comments, how certain elements of the show carry forwards and certain elements of the movie carry forwards, like Exodol's appearance, for example.
Yeah.
But there are elements of both that carry forwards. Yeah. So really, it's your choice what you decide.
In fact, it is in Macross 7 when they do a kind of movie that they take footage from Do You Remember Love? And it seems to suggest that they were recreating that movie, or
well, I think they called it a movie.
Yeah, I call it a movie. So, they even had actors and everything else. So, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that is our stance on this, is that we take it that way. If you disagree, fine. Doesn't change our minds, though.
Alto. Knew it was in an A. Like, I
don't know who you were trying to remember.
Alto.
I mean, for what reason?
No, because I was going to mention his name. It was like, damn it, I forgot.
Well, the thing is that you started off with Hikaru and Min-Mei. And no, I'm sorry, Hikaru and Misa.
Yeah, Alto goes to Cheryl to see her before the big battle. and it almost one to one to Do You Remember Love, right?
I remember you bringing it up in the scene it was happening. I don't remember
Yeah.
seeing it as a 1-for-1.
And then Cheryl does the whole thing where she kind of drops. Well, Mingmei doesn't do the drop, but she ends up in the same position in this very big open space where she's singing and the battles happening around her, and she's, so kind of recreating that again, that Mingmei moment
I
where she
mean, more
steps up
so
and
at the
starts
end of
singing.
the series. I don't remember it in the
Yeah.
movie.
No, in the movie doesn't happen.
Oh,
That happens in the series.
We've been talking about the movies. I thought you were still
Yeah.
talking about the movie.
But because I brought that up because that's the one time that Cheryl actually sings to the Viper as it, I believe. Yeah,
Well,
she's the
she
one time
has
to
to,
sing.
because at that point she's been infected, and an infection allows
Yeah.
her to have additional control the way that
Well,
Renka has the entire
she was
show.
always infected. She was always infected, just as the infection flared up and was killing her because she was not taking the medicine.
Well, there's that element that the infection has to travel to a certain location in your body to be able to create that effect. And she was infected to the detriment of her versus the way that Renka was at birth to then have it work with her. That's why Renka has to show up later and like mystically touch her to make her have that cured effect. Then again, elements of the show I figured out like in episode 3 that you then tried to gaslight me on for the rest of it. I pointed out in episode like 2 or 3 when Renka's in the audience and her stomach starts glowing, and then I started talking about the fact how they keep testing her blood constantly. And you're like, gaslit me all the way through until later when you just pretended that I never said it.
Yeah, well. Anyway, here also did we in the movie actually see any of that? Any of the signs that they have that? We seen the explosion. We see that
My
her
problem
parents
is you're
and all
asking,
that.
and all I can remember is the show. Where
Yeah,
after the
I don't
first
think I knew
attack,
that.
they bring her back to the hospital, and you have Ozma sitting out in the lobby, and then Rank is going back, and then, not Grace, what's her name? Ozma's love interest.
Yeah, the daughter of the president.
Glass. Catherine. Catherine pulls him into the side room to have a private conversation with him. All that. I just remember that from the show. I don't remember what explicitly happens after the first attack in the movie.
Yeah. Also, I think in here, Alto becomes part of the SMS much quicker.
Well, I remember the scene with him and Michael doing the heavy marching in the unpowered suits. Here's the problem. The movie, I don't remember as much because everything happens so quickly, and we address it as it's going past. Whereas the show, we watched a couple episodes at a time, took notes, talked about those notes from previous episodes, keep referring back to it constantly over the course of multiple weeks. Whereas the movie, again, was just one recording. So it's hard to remember the things that happen that quickly.
The damage, I think, was more extensive in this attack as well. I guess in many ways, they kind of fused a lot of
because they attacked less. There was a lot less action scenes, but they only had 2 in the movie.
Yeah.
Right. So instead of attacking constantly over time or having more attacks happen over time, they just did the first one that brings all our characters or motivates all of our characters, and then the one at the end of the movie.
Also, Alto speaks more clearly about why he wants to fly in the sky, which he talks more longer in the movie. My mother wanted to, live in a natural world, and that's why I want to fly. Blah, blah, last wishes and that sort of thing. Which never, well, I guess it does get resolved in the series because his father kind of accepts it, like, oh, that's the role that he's chosen to play. And
doesn't. It doesn't. His father doesn't accept anything. His father never talks to him again.
Yeah,
there's maybe a scene of him in the dojo or whatever it is where actors go, where kabuki actors go.
It's a dojo because dojo is a school, basically. So
anyway, this is just him there. It's just him there, and he's looking off into the middle distance because obviously we don't see what he's looking towards.
Yeah.
And I guess the impression is supposed to be he accepts whatever, but he doesn't talk to him ever again. So, my dad never talked to me again after that day. You know, it's not really acceptance.
In the Kabuki dojo, literally. So yeah, I think that
At this point, I think we've
I
talked
think
more about the show than the movie that we're
yeah,
supposed to be talking about the differences of.
the difference is because they do recreate quite a bit of scenes from the show anyway, 1-to-1. So except for what Michael's fate, the fact that
Well, you keep bringing up
Ranka
Michael's
and
fate. Michael's nowhere near dead yet.
yeah,
Michael
but they do a
dying
fake out with
is
Michael.
way at the end.
They do a fake out like, oh, we think Michael's is dead, and he's like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah, but again, though, if this was anywhere close to one for one with the show,
Which I
Michael
don't think
wouldn't
so.
die way later. So there's no reason to even think Michael would be dead.
And that's
Was
and the
Ranka's
duel.
friend even in this show? I mean, in the movie?
I think she is. I think she
I
is.
don't remember her because we skipped over all of the restaurant scenes.
Except for one, when she gets the tickets.
Yeah, but then she's not there. The friend. Maybe she was there at the school scene. I don't remember her being there in the movie at the restaurant because I think you're saying the very first scene was at the restaurant, which was also the first scene that we meet Ranka in the show. But I don't remember her friend being there at all in the movie. She might have been there in the school, I'm going to say, because they go to the same... Well, originally they do.
Yeah, they always go to the same school.
She always had to go... She didn't
Yeah.
always go to the same school. Because remember, Ranka went to an all-girls school, and we know that the friend went to the other school because Luca is there. And Luca wouldn't have been able to fall in love with her all this time had she been going to a different school previously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also, Ranka gets a segue for some reason in this in the movies and not in the original show.
Well, she has tons of segues. We have to see what she's doing.
No, I mean a segue as in.
I know.
Yeah,
I didn't invent the word. I didnn't decide this little half bike. I don't know what to call it. I'm not calling it a segue.
Oversized skateboard.
I don't know what this half scooter thing should be called.
And apparently, she's the driver, the delivery driver for the restaurant this time around, instead of being a server inside the restaurant. So, yeah.
Sorry, then my brain just went off into comedic what to name this thing. Like the guy comes scooting into the room, right, and interrupts some other person's conversation. And everyone says, like, "Look what I made." And he goes, "Good segue." And he's like, "I know."
That's a good dad joke. Yeah, right there.
Well, I guess that's everything then, unless you have anything you want to add before we start this, the second movie of Macross F.
No, I don't want to say anything. I want the movie to speak for itself. So, yeah.
Well, you're going to have to because it's a reaction, and we kind of have to talk during it. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to upload any of this.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess that's it. Let's go ahead and hop on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
That Cheryl or Ranka? Cheryl.
You already let me know that you're at least 1 to 2 seconds ahead of me. Because you said, "Is that Cheryl?" And it's like, there's been no noise on my screen yet.
The three of them, actually. Ranka, Cheryl, and Alta.
How was that? What's his name's house?
Yeah.
The guy who looks like the guy I'm drawn after, but is in fact unrelated to him completely.
Oh. Well, this is interesting.
Joke's on you. We're watching Castlevania. Time for Dracula and his wife.
Oh. Birdman.
Or Minecraft Pickaxe. Also, they didn't look like Birdman at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
It is. It's the Mix your DNA inside him.
That's my favorite song. I was joking. I expected this to be a dream sequence.
Yeah.
Who the fuck was that guy?
Alto? Or
Yeah.
Cheryl herself?
Literally more like Tuxedo Mask than Alto. Needle microphone, not recommended.
That's very much on the nose that she's talking about. It's her.
So Kingdom Hearts joined the concert.
Yeah. The whole DNA thing, it's a pretty interesting choice.
Yeah, don't toss needles straight up into the air.
Oh. Okay.
See, Sharon Apple, this is how you do a virtual concert. I mean, honestly, if you think about the fact that most of these are virtual holographs and everything, right?
Yeah.
And Sharon Apple's
Or
whole
people-
thing was a virtual hologram.
Yeah.
How much better these concerts are to hers.
Oh, here comes another attack. Or is it a simulator? MBS. Yeah, that's on the nose. Extracting the... Oh, there we have...
Luca.
Is that Luca
Has
in
to
a
be.
suit?
The whole thing about the movies is that we reduce the amount of available information to what's completely necessary. So even though it shouldn't be Luca, it's Luca. So that you know who it is. This is a very confusing concert. Like, imagine going to the concert. It's like, the song was good, but I was very confused by the visual metaphor.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. That's not confusing at all. That's literally just a metaphor for sex. I guess
Yeah.
all of it is a metaphor for sex. I want to mix your DNA
True.
with mine. But still, it's like, I very much appreciated the music of the concert, but I didn't understand the movie that went with it.
Oh. Oops.
Sorry, I thought it was part of the movie in a movie
shit-
that we were watching the
yeah,
concert. I
no.
didn't. It's like clear she didn't get assassinated, so
Yeah.
the
Oh,
thing I
there's
made
that
fun of
graphic you
before,
love
yeah.
so much, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Despite the fact that, again, the ships do travel the courses that they were going. Because if you watch the Macross 7 route, it does go where the Macross 7 went. Better hope you're not epileptic in the future, because you're going to have a real problem. Not that you don't have a real problem now. I mean, more of one.
Oh, self-transforming toys. Nice.
We already have those.
Yeah, but not as fast. This asshole.
フォールドコーツの資源とそのフォールド波に共鳴し操る力を秘めた歌姫の謎をめぐって様々な思惑が交錯してゆく。
Oh yeah, this is the part that we didn't see is that Alto slapping Cheryl, pushing her aside so she wouldn't attack. Apparently he thought he was attacking Ranka.
激しい戦いの中バジュラの攻撃から戦団を守るため
So maybe they're not going to go to that planet.
戦うランカシェリルそして
Before my main, in case you want to know.
Yeah. The
That's good for a
Battle
size
Frontier.
comparison.
Yeah.
To see the Battle
So-
7. What should I call it? Battle 7. To see, what was it called?
Battle Frontier. It's the quarter and the
Quarter.
Battle Frontier. That last picture was of the Battle Frontier. Just
Well, we've never
Huge.
seen like those side by side, like in the sky of
yeah.
the cities. So wait, that concert was just for the opening of the show? I mean, the movie?
Yeah.
昨日ライブ中に倒れたシェリル・ノームさんはただの過労ではなく何か重い病気にかかって
まったく好き勝手書いてくれちゃって
Oh, right, and the fact that now she also has a animal-themed phone.
あらランカちゃん元気
Okay. Wow. Covering his face.
体の具合大丈夫
And dressed?
一生懸命歌いすぎちゃっただけ
Similar
Yeah.
to her brother.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're all here. I
She's
mean,
at-
Grace is there on the right. What's his name there on the
可愛
left?
らしい曲じゃない
ありがとうございます
Ah, the hair.
Oh, hey, another anime. The one with the other guy who has like a stitched face thing going on? Can't remember the name of it.
何その格好
Hey, an Astro Boy.
ずっとこいつに雇われてるんだ
Mm-hmm. Wow, it is Astro Boy.
As I said, there's other animes playing.
Yeah.
I'm distracted by other anime.
監視の意味もあるしな
疑い深いわよねほんと
I guess they got permission to do that?
It's very hard to read the text on the bottom of the screen and watch Astro Boy at the same time.
待ってるのは私よつまり私の命令には絶対服従
It's a color version,
No,
so...
there was literally the other.
私のどれ
Sorry about that too. The other anime I was talking about that was playing on the screen is also the extremely popular one. You know, he's got like a different
Yeah.
colored stitched face thing. I can't.
Doctor or something, yeah.
シェリル
大丈夫ですか
何慌ててんの平気よ
にしたって無理しすぎだぜそんなにしてまで歌いたいのかよ
当たり前じゃない歌は私の存在意義
My
だ
reason for being.
私は歌うために生きてるのよあなただってそうでしょランカちゃん
Also, one thing that I was going to mention is that in the original movie, we got more about Cheryl's background and the fact that her parents were rebels and got killed.
知らないと
シェリルさんこれ来週末私のファーストライブの招待状ですあきっと忙しくて無理だと思うんですけど
行くわグレイスすぐにスケジュールを調整して
Pretty elaborate
それ
box for an invitation.
してるわライブ
See here, they're more friendly.
またな
アルト君
Ah.
お兄ちゃんから聞いたんだけど SMS のみんなでマヤン島へ慰安旅行に行くんだよね
We're gonna record Macross Zero. No, yeah, Macross Zero
その
there.
午後はオフなんだよかったら会えないかな
およしなさいそんな男は
You like my mascara?
おいブレラ今のはどういう意味だよお前は腕は立つが心が伴わない何事も中途半端だなんだと
こら何やってんの
So Rera is playing the role of Michael. Michael used to say those things to him, that you half-ass everything. Oh, jealous, huh?
ランカリーは順調に成長してるみたいね
このままいけばあと数回の戦闘でコード解析は終わるだろう
最終的に
Ah, and they're explaining why in the original she was trying to have all these battles so
Changing
that
the
Renka would
meaning of the
waver.
song as well.
Yeah.
Which one are you gonna choose? Now Grace is like, which one are we gonna choose, Cheryl or Ranka?
早急に生態ごと除去すれば助かる見込みはない
ですが、もしクイーンとフェアリー2つを1つにすることができれば
Oh, kind of like mixing our DNA together, like the opening song.
移植か。
両方失う可能性の方が高いわ。
いや、フォールド細菌の力は宿主である歌姫の自由意志でなければ発現しない。ならば記憶障害によって不安定なランカリーの力をシェリルの意志と
Well, I guess further implying that she's a cyborg by the fact that she's outside in space.
失った我々はバジラを、奴らの女王が住む星を手に入れなければならない。プロトカルチャーすら恐れた超時空生物、バジラの持つフォールドネットワーク。
Sure, if you say
その
so.
時銀
私たちのものにね。
残された時間は少ないのだ。
I mean, if it's true that the protoculture feared these people, it's weird that they made armies to fight each other and not them. Huh.
That was Alto listening in.
No, I'm not talking about that. Also, that other anime still playing in the background. No, I was saying huh because Pure Shield is a real commercial thing. I have it on the schedule list for us to watch later, so it's like, oh, it's there, just there.
別に
やだ、あんまりジロジロ見ちゃダメだよ。
見てねえよ。
嘘。
嘘じゃねえって。
Oh,
I
okay. It also spent more time together, I guess. Oh, the captain is surfing. Oh. Okay.
not really establishing their relationship that much more, but I guess just showing us more of it.
Oh.
He's a
He
rich
said
kid.
sis. Yeah, who said sis, by the way? I had that sister, not, you know.
Well-
I think they're shocked because they didn't find it with the other girl, yeah, which we haven't seen.
仕事の方は
なんかもう毎日毎日
He has, Luca doesn't have sisters.
テレビに雑誌に
Apparently he does.
Luca has brothers. That was what's covered in
Had
the
a
first
brother,
show.
yeah.
No, he has other
I guess
brothers.
they
He has
changed-
more than one brother.
高い声出して、
Yeah.
ほんとぐるぐる
I guess they added a sister now
感じ。
for the movie.
だよな。
That or he just has a weird pet name.
フロンティア船団の危機を救った
うん
希望の新星超時空シンデレラの人気は
The super dimensional
そうな
Cinderella.
のよ。私はなんだか無我夢中で飛び出しちゃっただけで、どうしてあんなことしたのか覚えてないし、あの時だってハルト君が助けてくれなかったら、私
バジラのことか。何か気になることがあるから呼び出したんじゃないのか。
どうして？
だってテンション高すぎだろ今日のお前。
ハルト君
Not because she's in love with you or anything, Baka. Oh, 3 stars. Nice.
ね
Is that the shield projecting it
バ
or?
ジラは私のこと殺さなかったんだと思う？
Back in the show,
It was the shield that projected the sky.
well, no, I
yeah.
was going to say that I did a rundown on the visuals that we got for the star system, and they're just in a solar system around this point in the show, so shouldn't
Yeah.
be actually 3 stars. So it must be the shield.
おう
I mean, it could be a 3 star solar system.
No, I
Trinary
don't think it's
system.
indicated. No, I mean like there's like I think it's around the time that Cheryl first shows up and they're coming in through the spaceport that's showing the solar system that they're in, and I think it was only 1 star.
なんだか懐かしいっていうか、おかえりって優しく言われてるみたいな気がして。
なわけないだろ
ほら笑った。
う。だってそうだろう。バジラには脳みそがないんだぜ。
Oh, you know more about the Raj brother than you used to know.
お前はお前の
Well, no, I think he's just trying to be
だ
insulting.
からことかな。
Mm.
Vajra's stupid.
脳が小さかったら心もないのかな。今泣いてる虫には何の気持ちも心もないってこと？
Half of that's probably right.
の木や花は 何にも感じて
I
ないの
don't
か
think
な
bugs have feelings.
それは
And again, an element of the show, no one ever addresses the fact that she has control over her hair like Bayonetta.
Yeah, but I think that's just a character quirk.
Or the fact that her hair and eye are the same color.
I mean, we've seen other green-haired Centrati, so
Right, no, I mean,
she's
the
a
fact that
Centrati.
she's part Vajra now, essentially.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that her mother was infected at birth.
Huh, those two are two together.
Well, I mean, what I
If
said, we're
they're
developing their
suggesting
relationship.
couples, yeah.
No, I just
Well,
mean
remember
the
in the
fact that she
series,
was
she was-
infected from birth by the Vajra DNA,
Yeah.
so she has the hair color of an infant Vajra and is able to control it. Which would make me believe that when she goes full on later, her hair color should change. Probably to red. Well, the adult Vajra are like red to purple.
Yeah.
So green-haired Renka should be infantile Renka.
I don't think that connection is that strong.
I think it is. Because it's another thing I was pointing out early on in the show. The fact that she does the hair thing of a different anime. Whose name I still can't remember.
Who's that supposed to be?
Alto? Remember the character Alto played that made him real famous?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't you taken your glowy radioactive pill yet today?
運命のいたずらか。シェリル、あなたの喉、そこまで進行した V 型感染症は
I don't know that I appreciate so much the change of storyline from the movie and the show that now I'm watching a woman with clearly throat cancer.
Yeah.
高度9は生まれながらにして V 型感染症への免疫
As many times as I've talked on this channel about the threat of my own vocal cords being removed. A little close to home, this news story.
そんなことわかってる。だからって私に歌を捨てろ
So
っていうの。
Grace tells her most of the story from the ones in this series, and unlike in the series where she's, you know, I mean, she's lying because of what she actually wants to do with the Vajra.
Well, I mean,
Right.
she uses it as a weapon against Cheryl later in the show.
Yeah.
The I found you on the street and I can do with you what I want.
Yeah. But remember that Cheryl didn't know any of this because Grace didn't tell her.
Well, no, it's more that she found her on the street and then told her a story that was a lie and then reveals the actual, what the lie was later.
そんなものあるわけないだろう。それにもし心があったとしても、なんであんなに攻撃してくるんだ。フロンティアだってギャラクシーだって大勢の人が犠牲になったんだぞ。
それは
俺が守っているよ。
Yeah, you get him,
お前
I.
のことを思うと、俺は命に変えてもお前をバジラから守る。
ハルト君。
何やってるお前ら。
いや、これはその
帽子かぶせてくれたの？飛びそうだったから。
本当だな。
本当です。
それより何なのお兄ちゃん。
緊急出動だ。俺は携帯を切ってたバカを。
A nice dragon shirt, dude.
やったんだよ。
I used to own one like that. Bought it at Target. Late 90s. Can't remember the name of the brand. It was a popular brand back then.
彼女の血を免疫系を含む内臓ごと全移植
Like just saying this shit to
そ
her,
の免疫
okay.
力によってあなたは助かるかもしれない。命も歌も。
The plot to kill Renka.
間もなく到着よ。 よく見届けましょう。超時空シンデレラのファイナルステージを。
Wow.
Just like including her in without her actually knowing the actual plan.
Oh, there she is.
大丈夫。じゃあ笑いましょう。みんなランカさんの笑顔を待ってるんですから。ありがとう七瀬さん。
Like the animated poster. And I say, yeah.
I guess she's getting kaifuned. Well, you know, in the movie, he barely makes an appearance.
Mm-hmm. Oh. I guess they're mixing the fact that Centrati wearing that planet with the original, the global class ship into the Bedolce.
Well, time for her holographic performance. And that's the key that she had on the box that she gave her invitation to Cheryl with.
Cheryl is a more adult show, and Ranka is a more childlike show.
And she's doing fairy tales.
Yeah.
Although I think I like Ranka's music better. Also not for
Although
nothing, but I
she's
can
wearing-
also understand what's going on in this movie. Yeah, like I said, she's a magical girl. A house
Yeah.
shoujo.
They really put the budget in these concert sequences.
So I just also imagine the conversations that have to go in the local high schools. Are you gonna
Yeah,
go to
who's
the
the best?
sexy nurse performance, or are you gonna go to the magic girl?
Cutesy, yeah. Oh, kawaii, Kawiko. That's the appeal, right?
Well, no, just think the comparison. Are you gonna go to the sexy adult nurse show, or are you gonna go to the retelling of Charles Dickens? I don't know what the hell's going on.
And this is completely new music for the movies as well, so.
Almost SAO, almost like SAO, that one.
Yeah, that technology that was there included in the SEF1 movie. And do you remember when they go to the store and they're jumping from stand to stand, they change the clothing, and at the last jump, Min May's clothes turns into a bridal dress. It's basically the same thing. Wow. Yeah, I didn't remember any of this from the original, how much effort they put into these concert sequences. So they're gonna try to kidnap Ranka in order to.
Sorry, it's like the difference is, what are your favorite parts of the performance? Well, my favorite part is when Tuxedo Mask proposed to Cheryl Nahame versus, what was your favorite part? When we raided Ragnos and with Molten Core. It's different, completely different performances.
なんて数だ。アンタレス1より新統合軍並びに SMS へ。今回は我々も援護する。ただし、お前たちがついてこられればだが。ブレラ。来ます。
Well, I mean, if he's in the actual ship, then you should be able to keep up with him. Before, he was able to remotely control it, which is why he was able to go faster and make harder turns. Have they adapted to nukes yet?
But they say UN forces are more effective, I guess. A new type.
Well, better effects on the weapons than in the show.
Yeah.
シグナル増大やつですやつがバジラの群れをコントロールしています。
よっしゃいただき
各セクションエネルギー装填オールグリーン主砲エネルギー過剰用化ランクを除き警備班は全員デルタエネルギー緊急調整 X3.67 Y4.49 決めます。
It's the beam weapon from Gurren Lagann, the second half of the show.
なんて堅物なの。
こちらアンタレスはこれより敵モンタの内部に強行突入する。
アルト出過ぎるな。だけどここで食い止めないと。
Whoa, interesting.
For a second, I almost expected Firebomber to come out, even though I know that's a future thing. Because famously, who else has the red one?
Melia?
Still, that would be Macross 7, regardless.
Well, originally it was from SDF1, so.
Yeah, but in this time frame, would be Macross 7.
あいつこの歌ランカ
Yeah, but conceivably, she's been singing through the entire engagement.
こいつだ。
歌が届いています。歌のコールド発生群がバジラたちの行進をジャミングしてるんです。
なんだか知らんが動きが鈍っている。今だ。
行くぞミシェル。
分かってるって。
Sorry, it's also funny for me to be reading the top line, which is clearly Renka singing, and putting it in the mouths of the people who are talking on screen because I can't read both at the same time. It's good to know monsters never went out of date. They look the same no matter what year we see them in.
They're that cool.
Well, we just always need a dedicated nuke launcher.
やってるよ。
Yeah, this is our substitute for the Zentradi moon. Which also means the global isn't going to be in the movie.
No.
アルト手を貸せ。
歌のジャミングが効いているうちに早く。
まさか。
Which I guess also means we're not going to be
気持ちや心が
seeing imagery of Renka's parents and where they grew up.
やる。俺は
Love is a dogfight? What? I fire all my kiss missiles? Okay, I'm down. I'm losing my strength and liking Renka's music. What is a crossfight?
17 Gs, wow.
Which is ironically, I think, the amount of Gs that Barrera was able to pull in the show. Well, we're getting a lot of crystals out of this one. Passing control of the swarm onto Renka? Or is it directed at the homeworld?
You people, what a fucking bastard.
デルタ1よりスカル1へ外のバジラをホールドして撤退。
そうか。こちらはスカル4が機体をロストしている。
パイロットは
生存を確認。ただし外傷多数。医療班のスタンバイを頼む。
了解。
And now we segue to Renka on a segue.
Nothing to add.
Interesting that it is Alto who ends up in the hospital this one.
Instead of Ozma.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that Alto can only have a different, yeah, that makes sense. Alto would have some things to say to Cheryl versus Ozma having things to say to Alto. I can't help but notice that they're feeding piss into your lanes.
何よじゃあ私本当に慌て損じゃないえ慌ててたのかうるさいわよアルトのくせにプロトコルの解析状況は
98.5% は解析済み終了まであと半日ってところ
I know how she lives in this virtual reality even though she's walking around, right?
Because it's not virtual, it's augmented.
Augmented reality.
Okay, infiltration. That's new.
Remember when they rescued the Galaxy
But
units?
now we're covering the LAI, so Luca's involvement is going to become into question. It's funny. It's the fact that I'm watching Infinite Rivals where people are going fucking insane in that show because some of the love of people can't choose between one or two people. So it's quite like the opposite version of this. Don't eat that apple, you're gonna get infected. I don't know, do you consider the Vajra infection an STD?
I suppose if it's in the bloodstream, yeah, it would be I mean, if it's transmitted by fluids,
Which
depends
most
on the fluids.
STDs are.
Yeah, but it depends on which fluids. Saliva, blood. other secretions?
Sorry.
If it
the part
isn't,
of me that really wants to win an argument is about to say something that other people should probably skip 10 seconds ahead for. If she's a virgin, does that become... Think about it.
Yeah, no, I don't want to.
Like I said, the part of me that wants to win arguments.
Answering a question with a question, Alta. Oh, that's very rhetorical of you.
Well, it's actually very Socratic.
No, Socratic, you press a question and people really answer. You don't answer a question with a question.
No, you do answer. You answer somebody else's question with a question of your own to make them think.
And now I want to toss you over the edge.
Well, I mean, we all know the real answer. Alto's just acting.
私の歌が空間を震わせ、色とりどりの音と波がダンスするの。そして
The question is, and I don't. I mean, I guess I do know the answer, but I don't remember how it actually happens. Is she gonna go along with Grace's plan to have sacrifice Ranka?
Of course not.
私はステージ、舞台っていう魔物にとらわれた虜。でも後悔なんてしてない。それほど魅力的だもの。あの場所は。
You'd think one of your performances would have visualized that somehow.
And this is the scene, the same scene that we see in the high school, but you know, with them.
Well, this would make no sense if this is the same scene. That she would get upset, and I was gonna say I love you and everything like that, because she wasn't just at the concert the same way that she was singing about how she loves Alto at the concert. Also, Alto's in a fucking wheelchair, literally with IVs in him. It's not the same.
Oh,
let me zip your pants back up real quick.
The music from the series, yeah. The Wings of Goodbye.
ルレラはランカとシェリルの確保。了解。
Oh. Sorry, I like the chorus of this song, but I realize how stupid some of the lyrics are sometimes. Are we gonna finally kill the president? Was that? No, that was LAI.
Oops, the takeover didn't work. Why don't you go to plan B, I guess. Almost as if they were listening to your conversations all the time. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, it's weird that we set this whole thing up, that this other thing is now going to happen in a movie, and then that other thing that's supposed to happen in a movie is now being supplanted by this other thing. Wow, you're not taking out Grace that easy. I feel like they're cheating. I feel like they watched the show, so they were completely prepared for Grace this time. Also, not the greatest place for a wheelchair, considering all the indents on the ground.
並びに機密保持法違反、騒乱準備罪等計12の違反容疑で逮捕する。
どうして
フォールドクローツのテクノロジーはあなたたちだけのものではないということですよ。
I mean, we haven't even seen the big guy, so I guess he's not going to show up here. So Luca and this jackass beat Grace in this version?
グレイス・ゴドゥーヌは大佐。いや、第117調査隊主任研究員の一人、ドクター・ゴドゥーヌは。工作員は全てか。あと一人、ブレラスターンが逃亡中ですが、位置はトレースできています。早く捕まえろ。
I don't like this at all. I like Grace. Grace is one of my favorite characters in this series, show.
そいつがスパイだっていう。
補佐官、やはりフォールドコーツが。
思った通りだ。歌声をこのクォーツで増幅して、バジラどもをフロンティアにおびき寄せていたとはな。
嘘だろ、シェリル。
明日のニュースが楽しみですな。銀河の妖精改め、偽りの歌姫。
The false songstress.
We should have done that in the first movie, actually. Think about it. I can't wait until the next movie. They board a ship called the Wings of Goodbye. That you saw the name on the other one, right?
Yeah.
McVeigh. How much you bet his first name is Timothy?
Yeah.
How are you still alive? How'd the other guy launch his secondary campaign and not kill President Glass while he was at it?
He doesn't have to.
Well, he does if he wants to take control. And I think
now
if you're
more, he's more trusted than ever.
I don't know. He didn't kill Grace.
Grace.
So she's still.
I think because she knows his cyborg, so that she doesn't transfer her consciousness.
I'm
That's
just
why they
saying
didn't kill her.
that she's still able to interact with shit to be able to.
Mm-hmm. We even have an Alcatraz.
Which also makes no sense.
Well, they recreated San Francisco, so I guess they recreated the Alcatraz.
Well, it's Tokyo, San Francisco.
Also,
yeah, you could just have another ship. Don't keep them on the same ship as people. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I just realized what I said, how very current political situation that sounds. That doesn't sound good. This is space. It's different. I'm not saying it. Is she gonna be like in a cell next to Grace or something?
Well, I think they put all the refugees in the prison, basically. They just shoved them in there.
私は銀河の妖精でも何でもない。ただの安っぽい人間なのよ。
私、シェリルさんってもっと強い人だと思ってました。だけどあの時
I mean, Rare is still out there, and he could still try to complete the plan.
一緒に歌わせてもらった時感じ
The
たんです。
plan?
He has his orders.
He's not gonna do that to his sister. Why do you even know? I don't know.
Remember, he
It's like
didn't know.
who all knows about the plan right now?
でもそんなシェリルさんが
Rare and
Who
the
else?
Colonel.
I'm talking about them.
いつも強く
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because the way you're talking, it makes it sound like you want the plan to go through.
No, I mean it's still a what I'm saying is that this is not over. You know?
Of course, it's not over. We got like an hour left.
Mm.
Wish I had clicked that. Sorry, I fucked up the screen for a second. I clicked the screen to see how much time we had left because I made that statement, and then I minimized and brought the screen back. Do you love Alto? Also, did I just lay an egg?
Apparently.
Well, too bad. One of these days, we're gonna have a Macross where one person falls in love with exactly one other person.
仕方がないだろう。法にのっとったまでだよ。
やはりバジラから人類を守るためなんてのはお題目で、本当はギャラクシーの計画を横取りしてバジラを支配するつもりだったんですね。
I definitely think Grace is better than this guy for that. Wait, is he his dad? That's
no,
a change.
What they changed that his sister is fiance with him.
No, I think that was. Look, I don't know what it is.
Remember, he said sis, yeah.
No, I'm saying your implication is just as valid as mine. I don't know what's actually true.
Oh, he assassinated him.
Well, maybe.
No, maybe about it. He's dead.
Low price shirt. Where can I get one? Sorry, you remember, you have watched this movie already. You're calling things as happening before they happen.
Yeah.
You're saying, oh, they assassinated him, and I'm still seeing the slice being made through the thing, so it's like, maybe. Alto sucks. Don't marry him. Oh, weird. The thing on his jacket, the double lines, is the same thing Lacus wears in her hair in Gundam Seed.
シェリルは間もなく死ぬ。たとえ死刑にならなくても、V 型感染症に侵された生体を除去しない限り。しかし君は
Again, that plot point hits way too close to home for me.
Yeah.
フォールド細菌に生まれながらの免疫を持っている。そしてバジラを
I thought they call it fold bacteria and not Vajra bacteria. Oh, he just does fucking know. Not even a memory plot in this thing.
自分の意志でしか発言しない。だからお前が自分で記憶を取り戻すまで待つつもりだったが。11年前、ガリア4でバジラに襲われて死にかけた俺はギャラクシーに救出された。そしてランカ、お前ともう一度会える日が来ると信じて生き延びてきたんだ。
And where were these special forces during the show? Well, Barrera's a lot more badass in the movie. He's as badass as Grace was in the show, Except Grace,
Yeah.
a lot less badass in the movie.
25をベースに開発中の対バジラ決戦用試作機だ。
Also, Brera wears a lot more clothes in the movie.
バジラの残骸から集めたフォールドクォーツを使って攻撃力もエネルギーシールド能力も大幅にアップしている。
I guess the fold stuff does have stuff to do with the shields. Yeah, that makes sense.
何のために飛んで何のために戦っているのか。自分がただパイロットの役を演じているだけじゃないか。
There's that theme.
貴様みたいなガキの腹の底くらいお見通しさ。あるとお前には俺がどう見える？
I was an asshole.
With my eyes. I mean, Osmo's not an asshole.
That's just saying.
Well, I mean, usually a joke has to make sense. It's like Osmo's. We never even joked that Osmo was an asshole.
隊長の役、兄貴の役、兵士の役、恋人の役。
That's the lover? Okay.
Ignore that last part, though. That's not for you.
Negating the original concept of just being playing a role.
Well, because the movie version of all this is just like, what if we invert a lot of our thoughts about stuff? I mean, I would think if you were just acting out the roles that you were given, that'd be a way to separate yourself from having to care about things. Would be the message.
Yeah.
So no longer Osmo the fan of Firebomber?
ご苦労だったルカ。三島はやはり黒でした。
Oh, he is alive.
感謝しています。
君のお姉さんの身柄は我々
Is he? Where is he? Oh, he's right there on the left, right? That's what I was saying. Maybe, because I was expecting someone to save him.
お前が身をもってお姉さんを救ったんだ。先輩。
父もグラス大統領もあの三島という補佐官にいいように言いくるめられてる気がするわ。でも本当なんでしょうか。ブレラスタンが。
I mean, now that you suspect all this, you have plenty of time to try and save your father if he tries to get assassinated.
ランカの体内からもフォールド細菌が発見された。少女ということはバジラたちと同じ。
どういうことだ。
はい。LAI でバジラの身体を調査した結果、フォールド細菌は。
It also solves the problem of what what would happen with him and whether he was a good guy or a bad guy, right? He was in it, but he realized
it doesn't solve the problem. It at least gives us a reason why he's just suddenly in with the guy.
Yeah.
Although
he thought he was going to stop the Rashra.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not super happy with the. Well, he's dating my sister, so. But that's only if you're right. If he's my dad. Well, that doesn't work either. I guess he has to be dating the sister by necessity. He doesn't run the company. Because he would head LAI if that was the case. This is dumb. I don't agree with this at all. I mean, even if I believed in the soul, I would not agree with the soul also comes from the gut.
I'm having somebody who has guts,
That's different.
Yeah.
I guess maybe if you're well into the Gurren Lagann thing, the will to fight is the strength of the soul or whatever. But this is quite literally your soul is in your gut. This isn't like interpretation.
だけどバジラが心や感情を持つ知性体なのだとすれば、三島がやろうとしていることは。
Why does alien girl always look alien?
明らかな侵略行為だな。
それにバジラがコミュニケーション可能な存在だとすれば、ランカやシェリルの歌もバジラに。
Ah, my songs are going to reach across the galaxy.
I mean, it is essentially a complete change in the narrative of the show.
Yeah.
シェリルさんと一緒に歌えて。
But I think I'm liking it this better, actually. I know you have your doubts.
I don't have my doubts. I think it's a change of. I watched Shawshank. I know how this works. No, that's a change of the fact that I really like the Grace character.
Yeah.
So to like the movie better than the show would be the change of the Grace character. Okay, she was trying to scratch a note into the wall. That's all.
人類とバジラの命運を左右する重大な局面にバジラとのコミュニケーションの可能性を探るためにも我々のクライアントであるシェリル・ノームを救出しようと思う。
So really, the difference is if you were like siding with a faction, which main and non-character faction would you prefer to see? And I prefer the Grace takes over the galaxy faction.
No, I don't.
I know you don't, but you don't believe in human transubstantiation.
I believe people should be allowed to do that, not forced into it.
Yeah, well,
that's the difference.
That follows also into our Gundam Seed Destiny debate. So, if you want to see more of that, go see our reactions to Gundam Seed Destiny.
警備システムはなんとかなります。随分自信ありげだな。あそこのシステムはうちの。
I would also argue that if your breath is highly visible on the in the inside of a respirator cuff,
Yeah.
you don't need it anymore. I guess maybe his blood oxygen levels are really deteriorated from having asphyxiated in space a bit. That's right. It's our Alcatraz concert.
So,
I'm
yeah.
pulling a was it Johnny Cash? Was it?
Yeah, it is Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison. Yeah.
There we go.
That's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's literally Alcatraz. What's
They
the element
recreated
again? You've watched this before, so I don't know how much of this is you just playing for camera or just saying the thing that is.
Even the guards are going like, yay!
Ranka and Lovely Bomber.
バジラと同じフォールド細菌に感染させた人間の歌声を使ってバジラの通信プロトコルを解析しようとは。
あの子はシェリルはどうしているの？
Come on, Grace, you can get out of this.
血をかきつけているようですよ。
死を。
無駄なことを。プロトコルが解析されるまでの命だというのに。
Luck. GL couldn't figure it out.
そうそう。あなたに指示を出していたネットワークの支配者たち。命の保証と引き換えに協力を申し出てくれましたよ。プロトコル解析後にバジラをコントロールする方法までね。しかし哀れなものだ。あんな無様な姿になってまで生き延びたいとは。
So, just to put pieces together, because I feel like I didn't fully encapsulate that. The other intelligences in her network made a deal to survive, and then they went into Vajra form? He said to think that they would take on such a lowly form in order to survive.
Wow. Does that guitar look like Mylene's guitar?
I was thinking that, but only because I guess in some respect, Clan kind of looks like Mylene in that outfit. But it says Lovely Bomber.
Yeah.
That's why I was pointing out the name. It's just like one word away from Fire Bomber, who is a well-known band at this point.
These are Centrati. Oh, they jailed the Centrati.
Well, again, that follows my plot point from the show where I thought they were trying to start a race war.
Lovely Bomber.
Maybe Lovely Bomber is just a Fire Bomber cover band.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my favorite scene from Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Is that?
Alto, yeah. No, Michael. Oh, Michael is
playing the guitar. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael is Barrera. Michael is Basara.
Yeah.
So Clan is Mylene and.
Ranka.
Oh, who's your favorite?
Yeah. She's the lady who runs the monster. I forgot her name is. Yeah, she's playing the fetus.
Then who is Ray? Honestly, if I was an inmate who really liked the song and was protesting that I couldn't hear it out there, and I started banging, I was like, "Shut the fuck up! I can't hear the song. I'll be fucking banging spoons."
Also, I don't think they would let you have spoons in your cell because you could harm yourself or try to harm others.
Now, obviously, it's proof to the opposite is that everybody was given a spoon. I don't think that their cover band has a Ray substitute. Legit, the only person they didn't get in their cover band was the black guy. What are you gonna do? Arrest me? And the guitar gets yet another use.
Makes more sense than using it as the control for a Valkyrie.
I've legit watched a guy, one of the random Japanese YouTube videos I get suggested, who played Armored Core with a guitar as a controller. Yeah, so I guess it sounds like shit though. So. Yeah, I just beat Final Fantasy VII Remake last night. I got an idea. So I've been locked in here for like several years, and that outfit is doing something for me right now.
Oh my god.
Okay, it's the alien girl.
Yeah.
Alien girl is Ray, except she's playing a stand-up. Sir, stop playing with balls. I mean, legit worst thing, they have a riot and they're still stuck on the island. Famously, Alcatraz, everyone who tries to get off of the island drowns. Thanks for that one guy. How the fuck does that work?
Remember that she was using the...
Off. You know the crowd is filled with guards.
Central.
Also guards. You're singing into the wrong side of the lightsaber. Also, thank God they broke her out of jail and she did the exact thing that we needed her to do.
Yeah.
Thank God we only armed all of the guards with batons.
ちゃんと二人を守れよ。行くぞ。
So the Jets were completely only in the dress.
Yeah.
Also, I hope that this is what the crossover Firebomber episode's about. Hey, I heard you were ripping us off. That's copyright infringement. And it's just completely illegal episode.
アイランド1の全エネルギーを使ってジャミングコードの
So is it gonna be like poison gas?
しかし本当に効くのかね
The balls.
市民を危険にさらす必要は
Clearly a weapon. He's gonna kill the
あ
president.
のギャラクシー船団さえ滅ぼした恐るべき敵ですこれが効かなければどのみち我々が生き残る可能性などありませんしかし
パープル正体壊滅
渋い女だ裏がこっち
I mean, not for nothing. The beam's punctured through the shield of the ship and is puncturing into the ground of the city. I don't think you're safe in the underground bunkers.
よろしい対バジュラ反抗作戦ヒプノシス始動
Again, it has the energy of the explosive pen in James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna go off,
Oh,
whatever
that's
it
the
is.
school, yeah. Like your vanished sister. Remember that what happened in Zero?
Maybe that's what the new one will be about. They can travel in
Finding them?
space and time, remember?
鳥や風と心を
I don't know why you're rolling your eyes. It's literally the words they used. Well, there's, Mao.
風の導き手ならバジラともコミュニケーションが取れるんじゃないかってだけど計画は失敗しバジラは調査隊を襲ったそうグレイスが教えてくれたいいえ襲ったんじゃない私
It was just a too powerful hug.
バジラは私を襲ったんじゃなくて助けようとしたのかもしれないって助ける
よく思い出したなランカ
I don't think at any point, though, that, like, gives them forgiveness for all the people that they killed.
Yeah.
They were just trying to rescue me. Well, they did a bad
I mean,
job about it.
they're aliens, so they don't understand each other. I think that's the issue. Like,
Sure,
they have to
okay.
breach the
What
communication.
you're arguing is the same argument you give in court for the child that stabbed their mother to death because they didn't understand what death was.
そいつはもうあなたのお兄さんじゃないあなたを誘導するためにお兄さんにインプラントを埋め込んでギャラクシー軍にコントロールされたただの操り人形よ
裏切るのかフェアリーナイン
奴らはあなたを殺して免疫のある内臓を私の体に全移植するつもりよ
なんだって
Also cool, but I don't think Alto has any chance of beating Barrera if they were actually fighting.
なあこの二人を守るためなら
As per.
さあ行くぞランカ
Ozma? Nope. Oh, yeah, okay, I was right. Because who else would it be?
ランカさあ早く交代
オズマリー
Why did it explode? Run a gasoline or something?
Could be. There's pipes all over the place. I'm just thinking that they were suddenly inspired by the fight at the end of the Ghost in the Shell movie.
Yeah.
Like, how can we up the fight between Ozma and Barrera? What'd I just say? You would not be fucking safe here. That's right, Grace. Choke this guy out. Or that, whatever.
Ooh,
I thought
yeah,
it'd be
that's gonna
funnier if the thing just came down around his neck without him noticing. But Grace is my favorite character in the show for nothing. I don't see any blood. Nah, never mind. I see some. Oh, he lost an arm. Are we doing the gel thing still? I don't think that would have worked that way. You're legit being pulled by the same force going in the same direction. I think you would have propelled yourself backwards faster, is what would have happened there.
Oops.
So those were all the things that Luca had been working on earlier.
Yeah.
When he was analyzing the full crystals.
Implant attack.
Yeah, they're going to inject them.
Oh, to control them.
Yeah.
To control them.
They have a much harder plan than Grace's original plan from the show. As I said, the color change. Hit him with the balls. Or not. I legit thought they were only showing us like 3 military officers and the president in the room so that he could like, boom, throw it down, poison gas them, cover his mouth or whatever, and then walk out and be like the only guy left in charge.
Ah.
Okay, Kira.
Nice.
悲しみ
Yeah.
何が悪い。どんなに悲しくても俺はもう逃げたりしない。この戦いを終わらせるまで俺は飛ぶ。
I wasn't realizing his adopted brother is nowhere in this movie either.
もうお前を姫とは呼べないな。
Well, excuse me, princess. Yeah, the Frontier's plan to... The Frontier's a stolen plan to take over the Vajra is so much more difficult than Grace's.
Macross クォーター艦長ジェフリー・ワイルダーより総員に告げる。フロンティア軍はアイランド湾を分離。
I'll also point out that we're essentially in like the last 2 episodes of the show, with 40 minutes left in the movie. Which means that we gotta go further than the show did.
このままもしフロンティア軍がバジュラ本征へと侵攻すれば、諸君らの家族や友人を含む数百万の命が危険にさらされることとなる。しかも奴らが全てのバジュラをコントロール下に置くことができたとすれば、それは全銀河を支配することを意味する。
Sort of.
しかし、
But what's the moral stance against this though?
Well, enslaving an entire race.
Sure, but they've literally, from the perspective of the common man, have attacked us first and have constantly been attacking us. Remember, this is the race the proto-culture was afraid of, from their perspective.
And also, they're depowering the ship to do that. Eventually, all those people are going to die because they're going to be out of power. So they're sacrificing the million plus lives on the city.
No, they're landing. They're doing the same thing here. They're landing on the thing.
Yeah.
So that's why they said they needed the homeworld. So really, the only thing at stake here is the Vajra as a race. Because as opposed to Grace's plan, we're not even taking over humanity now. We're just taking over the Vajra. So I would feel that you would have like near no going against this plan. Have you seen my balls?
銀河の歴史に永遠に輝くこととなるでしょう。
ありがとう、三島君。君の協力には感謝しているよ。
No, seriously, just use the fucking balls. Like, you need to stop making ball jokes. If they turn out to just be literally stress balls, I am gonna be so angry. I am so angry. They were just fucking stress balls. I mean, I'm not angry he's dead. Fuck it, that was a cool scene. Okay, so it wasn't a Vajra, it was just some sort of weird genetic freak thing.
これで少しはスペースを取り戻せるね。
あら、どうやら追っ手が来たみたい。
So are they still going to be working with Grace, or are they their own thing now?
No, the Grace took over them. Remember?
No, that's the one that has all of the things that the people that were in Grace broke away from and conceded. So they're doing their own thing now. Grace is its own thing now. This is the thing we were having a conversation about before. You looked confused when I brought it up. When they said that the other personalities had conceded to them, and then he was like, "Oh, I don't know how they can stand in being in such an abomination," and they looked over at that thing. So that's all the things that the people that sided with Grace are in, and are now with Barrera, I guess. But Grace by herself is still doing her own thing. I know it often seems like I'm not paying attention and just making jokes. I am paying attention.
なんかその格好は
似合う。これね、次の新曲用のイメージ衣装なんだ。
Schoolgirl outfit, I guess.
We go to the same school, Ranka. I know what your outfit looks like.
それに、私が初めて作詞もさせてもらった曲なんだよ。
そうか、お前が
Really, I thought we would have been singing Cheryl's new song that she wrote in
とて
prison.
も大切な人への思いを込めて書いた詩なんだ。
I better not find you on the roof with another woman after I'm done singing it.
大切な人。
私、アルト君が好きです。言っちゃった。
なんか俺は
言わないで。おかしいよね。戦いの中で歌う時よりもアルト君の気持ちを聞く方がずっと怖いなんて。
Now it falls on like 100 years of history.
今聞いちゃったら私歌えなくなるかもしれないから。私
Not only she gives you the answer, he gives you the answer that you don't want to hear.
兄ちゃんのためにも必ずバジラに歌を届ける。
Conversely, if you say what you do want to hear, you might sing better.
Yeah.
Is your obligation to the fleet more important than lying? If you were to lie, obviously I have no fucking idea who Alto really does want to pick. I don't think Alto believes in monogamy, in fact. I don't think any Macross main hero, male hero, believes in monogamy, for that matter.
I don't know. That's not true.
Name one.
What's his name from Plus? He believed in, well.
Which one? You got a 50-50 shot here. Which one?
Damn it, I'm blanking on the name.
Describe them. What race are they?
Human.
Then wrong. He's with that other woman during the first half of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he
goes with another
wasn't
one,
with
and then the other one has to say that I love you, but I'm going to let you go because he was willing to be with both of them. No, the right answer would have been Gould, the Zentradi, because he only loved the one girl, but he wasn't the main character. The human guy was. Legitimately every male hero of Macross wants more than one woman. Not even a photograph, a sepia photograph.
アイランド1からのコントロールウェーブが強すぎてランカさんの歌が妨害されています。
やはりアイランド1に突入し
At least if you cross time, we know what every aircraft everybody would be in. Like Misa and Luca are in the same kind of aircraft.
マクロスキャノンでバジラ軍の中央に穴を開け、そこを最大戦速で突破すれば、あるいはだけどその速度では大気圏突入時に艦が燃え尽きて。
Why? Why would it though? Saw all the other ships going through the atmosphere just fine.
Yeah, but he said they're gonna increase speed. They're gonna be too fast.
Did I miss something? How does Alto feeling the Vajra's pain?
I think he has one of the focuses in order to expand, to make the signal cut through. That's what he's doing. So he's open to the network.
Although I guess also the show kind of agrees with me on the conceit that it's much less of an argument about humanity just controlling the Vajra, that they had to bring back the concept of the Macross Galaxy people now being in control of the Vajra again. And since we know what their plan to do what it was, which was then to force all of humanity into it.
I really love this part.
So you're a big fan of Eureka 7 then?
Yeah, I think it's inspired by Eureka 7. Literally, they're gonna serve this piece of
I don't know, I've just seen so many mecha shows where they do this. They surf a thing down from the atmosphere. I guess with the Macross F, it's just the biggest one because it's the quarter.
Yeah. I mean, Eureka 7 was made by the same people, so, yeah.
It's a shame they couldn't combine the element of the fact that they adapt to damage and that thing. Like, get it down their throat or something, so you couldn't just do that. Sorry, I'm a villain tech support guy. All I think about is how these villains could improve their plans. So I've been a fan all my life.
I mean, in the original, he actually, she says that she saw him in a, you know, before.
Well, yeah, but in the movie, well, there we go. He finally makes an appearance. I guess also implying that Alto's adoptive brother also knows Grace. Well, they met once at least.
Yeah.
ありがとうお嬢さん。だけどアルトはまだ修行中の身ですから。
I'm gonna act like I don't care. That's only because I don't care. I don't think this was necessary. It's cute, but I don't think it was necessary to have them this tied together.
As childhood, you know, friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that they met later in life and that they kind of have a thing going, but we didn't need to Wonder Years them. That's too much. Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody within a mile radius survived, but you're cool. I don't know how that happened. A thing that we didn't see I ever do before. Okay. Also, even why would I even be able to do that? I can survive in space with no atmosphere.
Yeah, but he wants to save them.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, why would he have the ability to do something that he doesn't biologically need to do? Come on, Grace, you could have done better than that. Oh, we're giving her redemption arc. I kind of feel like you wouldn't have been able to do that because we were showing her as a like a parent to Cheryl so much more than the show that there's no way it should be able to not be that now. See? I have no idea why you're trying to gaslight me.
あなたの分まで歌ってみせる。
いいのかセレル。今度歌えばお前の体は。
See, I indicate to you that Grace is separate from the other guys, it's separated from her and put in the other machine. And you're like, what are you fucking talking about? You're wrong. It's like, I'm paying attention, Lessons. I know what's happening. Especially my favorite character. And again, clearly her microphone looks like a lightsaber hilt.
Supposed to be a whip, the hilt of a whip.
I could see it if there was some sort of whip attachment to it or something.
In the original, it was.
But legitimately, that is a lightsaber hilt. I could totally animate a blade cutting into her head right now. Just... Crucified by Destiny is pretty strong. Sorry, I guess this is where the anime falls apart for me in the element of age. I would never be able to spot someone like that. Oh, thank God the holo technology is still working.
Why not destroy the amplifiers, though? That's a...
Sorry, I'm just laughing at the triple element of being carried, that Ozma picks her up to carry her onto the hand of the Valkyrie so they can hold them both up. Well, I'm glad that I talked shit about the no need for the Wonder Years moment, and now we're going to keep doing that.
Oh, here we go. I love this song.
I think it's better than every song in Macross Plus.
I wouldn't. Well, it is because it's my favorite song, but that doesn't mean any. Doesn't mean
so
what
you
say.
agree with me, is what you're saying. Is it
Yeah,
so hard
I agree
to say you agree with
this
me?
song, and then Macross Plus.
You're just adding details, or you want like having an argument. All I'm saying is, this is a better song than every song of Macross Plus, and you're like, yes, it is, and that's all we had to say. No, not going back into space.
I love the captain in this.
He's fun. I would say that is the most useless driving mechanism I've ever seen, though. Oh, it's that thing that I argued about in the show.
Yeah.
That if they all just showed up, you wouldn't have the giant fight.
Look who it is. You recognize that fighter?
Literally did not. All I saw was Yahoo Kittens.
That's what's his name? Oh my God! It's from Macross Plus.
I'm glad you love it so much you can't remember Izumi's name. What was the point of showing it though if you're not going to see him?
Yeah, the idea is that everybody comes together from the past, right? That from other places. That.
Well, technically, this is many years after Macross 7. Where's Macross 7?
Yeah, they don't count.
Yeah, see? Fuck you then. Fuck you.
No,
Your
really.
favorite show gets to show up, but not mine. Well, I guess technically Macross 0 is my favorite, but those people have probably died of old age by now. God damn it. I keep reading the song lyrics instead of what they're saying. So it's like we're seeing this and said something about a sexy rabbit. I was like, what? I appreciate that the movie goes to some weird lengths to make Grace not the villain.
I mean, she was, but then she redeemed herself.
No, she was actually being influenced by all those other personalities within her. They overwhelmed her personality. That's what they said. So she was never guilty, really.
Yeah.
So Clan dies in the movie? Oh, never mind. It seems very implied that she was in the beam. I mean, so far it seems like the songs are doing shit.
思いを伝える意志とともに二人の歌を運んで飛ぶナルト君それが俺の翼の舞だ
Winter goodbye.
I mean, that would imply to me that Alto is going to die.
Oh yeah, that's not taken directly from, you know, do you remember love?
I think I preferred the Admiral uniform, or whatever the hell she was wearing before. We're going to redeem Grace. Fuck Barrera, who was actually kind of a good guy at the end. I mean, I would argue on Barrera's side. Yeah, no. Alto should not win a fight against him. Hollywood songs give me a word and then define that word for me in song. They also done some work to make the enemy as non-human as possible.
The Vajra are willing to sacrifice to protect their own, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, they set
And
that
they
up
have that.
earlier in the movie when they were showing Vajra rescuing other Vajra.
Yeah.
バジラがだってアイく守ってくれたのね
I guess they realized their mistake in the show where they fully evolved Ai. It's like, ooh, Ai's not cute anymore. That's not going to sell any toys. Also, it feels a bit on the nose to make Alto directly feel the pain in order to be able to understand another creature.
I mean, in a way, they have to humanize the Vajra. Otherwise, you get the argument that, yeah, we can kill them all. It doesn't matter. They're enemies.
I'm just saying it's a bit on the nose is all.
Yeah.
We can't understand a thing until you can directly feel its pain. So I was watching Voltace 5 lately, and literally last episode they're like, humans can feel love? Ha ha, that's laughable. It's like, what the fuck? I legit thought Grace was dead already.
He's doing kabuki.
The strongest weapon in the universe. See, you can't do this without the Macross 7. And have it mean anything. I mean, I don't care that we saw Izumi. This is like when you do a Doctor Who All Doctors event. You need the SDF Macross somewhere. Like, oh, it came from Earth. It's, you know, Macross City. And then Macross 7. And then I guess Izumi flying around.
Where's the Mega Road? Mega Road is not here.
Well, that wouldn't matter. Mega Road is just from that special. We know that the SDF Macross is in Macross City. We can pull that. I'm not sure why that explosion killed him. Honestly, I think he could have just punched the thing and it would have died. Guess we slowed down time because those beams are on their way.
ランカ、お前の気持ちに応えられなくてごめんな。だけど、
So I guess that is the answer? He's not in love with Renka?
シェリル、少し遅いかもしれないけど、
But I also don't love you.
俺はお前のことを
Oh, never mind. Well, here's hoping it folded somewhere that has an atmosphere, because you're not wearing a helmet. I mean, I wouldn't be unsatisfied with that. Legitimately, he got enough out that I think Cheryl heard him say, I love, and then, boom, done, we know. You can die now.
The Vajra-san left the homeworld, and...
But yeah, I didn't understand why we were continuing on with the assault, because literally Barrera just killed the thing, so it was its own creature now. Oh, time travel. Well, not time travel. Time lapse.
But...
あれから一月が過ぎた。生き残った人々はバジラの残したこの星の大地を踏みしめ、新しい生活を始めようとしている。
Without the Vajra around anymore, what's keeping that thing in the sky in place?
私たちはバジラにこう問われているのかもしれない。私たちがこの緑の星を
So I put on Alto's old maid uniform? Never mind. Sorry, from a distance it looked like the one from the prison break.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I was about to say, we cured her in the show. Can we not do that here?
Okay, what happened to the subtitles?
They're in your head now. What do you think she's saying? Your interpretation's gonna be just as good as the show's. My brother was never found. Oh, never mind, it's Alto's. I thought that was Barrera's.
So in a sense, it ended like Zero.
See, I think I would have called this the long, long goodbye instead of the wings of goodbye.
Yeah.
Well, because Cheryl is now asleep, essentially, forever. And that's a long, long goodbye. Also, let him go, Ranka. He said he doesn't love you. Move on.
It's only been a month. Come on.
He said it right before he knew he was about to die. Like, I'm going to save some of my final words to tell you I don't love you. It's a long road. Like a mega road.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I like the movie more.
I do. I don't like this ending. I
like this part.
I prefer. I like the ending where he's alive and with them.
No. This is more real, I feel like.
Why? Why is it more real?
Because one, he finally fucking said what he was thinking. That's cool. Two, they were all put in life and death situations and people fucking died. That's cool. Three, Cheryl didn't just miraculously get healed of her disease out of nowhere. She's left in a position where she can come back in the future, but, we leave that to the future.
Yeah.
These are all narratively more satisfying to me than everybody's happy and survives. Also, hey, Michael's still alive. And, yeah. I did not like the Wonder Years thing, though, but they paid off for me more so with the Grace thing. Because it's like, I'm thinking to myself, I didn't say it out loud, Grace is really acting like a parent here, where we didn't get a lot of that in the show, because of course she's been using her whole life. But the element that she's acting like a parent, it's like, that didn't really gel with how I think about things. And then Grace makes the turn at the end. It's like, no, I've been treating you like a kid, like my kid this whole time. I'm not going to turn on you like this. Because in fact, her plan was to take Ranka's shit and keep Cheryl alive, not turn on not turn on her for Ranka like she does in the show. It all makes a lot more sense to me. I think this ending is better. But that's just my long. I can't sing the song.
The long goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like it more. There's elements of the movie I don't like it more. I think the show sets stuff up better, but the show has more time, and you know. Because also it's a bit of melancholy, right? Alto presumably is alive somewhere. If they, I don't just presume they just teleported in mid-space, because that would just be also narratively unsatisfying. Oh yeah, well, we saw him teleport away. In fact, he is dead, though. So, Alto is alive out there. Cheryl is essentially a coma, as it were. That is.
Well, she's singing now, so.
Yeah, but she's not there at the very, like, the little thing you saw at the end there was her in the cocoon.
She was moving her lips, though.
It doesn't matter. She's still in a coma. So it doesn't matter that they're not together, because they wouldn't be together even if they were physically in the same space. So you know how we complained about Basara goes off on a journey to fuck all, we care not, and leaves everything behind, and we just get a side story about him? Essentially, that's what's happened. Alto got forced into his own side story that we haven't seen. She's in a coma, so it doesn't really matter right now. It's more about the story about the people around her. Really, the story should be Renka moving the fuck on.
Yeah.
But then again, she is of that age, I guess, where we were all a little bit more crazy with our emotions. So I'm not going to blame her for it, but it's still, fuck you, space whales.
And wear the same uniforms.
So yeah, I don't know what the story of the crossover is going to be, considering what this is. Oh, of course, Basara is going to heal her with his music. It's what he fucking does.
Yeah.
Now you say, I don't care. Macross 7 was a good show. And then unfortunate, it was a good show, and then unfortunate 1.5 minutes in its final stretch.
Yeah.
Again, you say not for you. I didn't like Macross Plus either, so we have our thing. Oh, Gonzo. I like Gonzo. They did Tower of Druaga. It's very few times it comes up.
Yeah.
Tower of Druaga was like,
I mean,
2001,
I do like the movies. I think the movies, handle a lot of things in the series better. So it feels like a fix to a lot of things that were in the series, but I like the series as well. So it's a combination of the two, right?
Well, here's the problem: is that in the same way, when it comes to Do You Remember Love? For me, the show is the canon aspect. So even though I like the movie more, the show is what we're going to keep until something else happens later. And, you know, the same way that Do You Remember Love makes Big Green Head the default now. It's like, okay, well, in the future, if something is shown that makes something from the movie canon, that remains the canon. Like, I don't know what we do if we get to the crossover movie and she's in a coma. It's like, oh, I guess the coma was canon. Like,
well, I think that probably is not going to be that, but I think the problem we have with the ending is that it's, except for Macross Plus, every single hero, especially male hero of the series, just fucks off, right? They disappear, like Zero, they disappear together. Okay. And
well, he doesn't fuck off technically then, because he goes with her. Technically, she takes him with her. She's going. It looks like he's dying. He's like, nope, you come with. So
so they disappear, and then in Macross, in the original series,
SDF,
they are to SDF Macross. But then you have 2012, in which they go on the Mega Road and they disappear.
No, technically, again, they don't fuck off. They all go together. So what are you considering the fuck off of? Like
that they're gone. They just leave. They're never to be heard of it again. Macross 7, so far as we know, what happens to Basara? He goes after the space whales.
To be argued, though, is that my conceit to Macross Zero, which you've already disagreed with, I don't fucking care, is that it's secular. they are the ones from the mythos of the people of the island. They just go back in time, and it's a circle. So for them, from my
we don't have any.
Again, I'm not arguing with you. I've said I don't care what your opinion is because we've argued this
Okay.
for hours. No, I mean, we've already argued for hours. I'm just taking it.
Yeah.
You disagree with me, and that's why I'm saying don't bother arguing. I'm just saying it out loud for the viewer who maybe didn't watch the Macross Zero bit, is that my whole thing is it's a giant circle. So in my opinion, they did not fuck off. They just actually just came back. I don't know, though. I don't consider it fucking off if you just go on another adventure. Like, it's like ending a book series with, and then they just went on another adventure, but I'm not writing more books. Just everything you've read before, we're doing more of it. Off
and
screen.
In 7, they just go, and then in the series in Frontier, Alto is there and everybody's there, so they're doing that. But then here in the movie, it's like, again, it's gone. Alto, it's gone, right?
Yeah, it sets itself up for more if it wanted to do more, but it's not going to. Well, I guess maybe. You got the time labyrinth one. Whatever happens there.
Yeah. See what happens with that, which we'll be seeing next.
I could tell you, but I won't. No, unfortunately I can't, because literally I'd have to screw up the whole overlay thing, because I'd have to go over to my scheduling tab, and you could literally do that, though. You're not beholden to this overlay thing that I have going on. If I tab over there, I lose your camera and my own camera, so...
The next Macross thing we have is Fufonia, Macross 25, Shunin.
Yeah,
Shunin
no, don't skip those. What's the next movie, though, after that? It's Labyrinth, or...
Macross Plus, Macross F rankings, and the first Macross Delta. So no, that's it. We don't. Oh yeah, Labyrinth of Time is also here as well. All of them. Macross 7 VS.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because they're so short. Now I remember. Yeah.
Pure Shield, Macross from short film Labyrinth of Time, Macross 7 FB7, Ore no Uta no Kike, Macross F Shujiku Gekiyu.
Yeah, I forgot that I had them listed. Because all of those little extra bonus things have to be seen before the crossover in the movie. I forgot that I included them all in the same thing because they're so fucking short that we can put them all together and still watch a movie at the end.
Yeah. So eventually we'll get to it. In a day or two.
Well, no, that's next week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you say eventually in a day or two. Which is both. Eventually makes it sound like, it's way a ways away. But then a day or two is just wrong. In a day or two, technically, we'll be watching more Gundam Igloo.
Yes. Which we'll have to watch 4 parts of that, but we'll see it here.
Oh, I only have scheduled to watch 3.
Yeah, I suppose.
I think. It's either that or it's 2 and a Patreon request. I don't remember. Again, you're the only one who can see it. I can't tab. If I tab, I screw up everything.
Let's see. Micro Igloo, Gravity. No. Because you split it, because, it's going to be Apocalypse, which is the last part of that. And then... Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
You look confused. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. It's not that important right now. So, final thoughts on the movie or movies?
I don't know. Like I said, I like the second movie better than the ending of the show. It does some weird things. I like where it goes. I guess it bases itself more in what's believable than otherwise, because I don't know. You have to tie yourself into the whole fold network intelligence thing, which is a lot more. It's a lot more sci-fi futuristic than Macross itself proposes to be. Versus, I just hit you with something that lets me know tie directly. It's instead of doing a whole network control thing, it's a peer-to-peer, which is a lot easier to get in your mind.
Yeah. Well, until they fuse with the queen, and then...
Yeah, that's the same concept, but we don't go with the whole fold crystal thing. That is still just buried itself into the whole injection thing, which itself is Fold Crystal, because we see Luca setting it all up, but we don't spend a lot of time focused on it as a plot device. Like, big mega Zentradi guy isn't here talking about dreams of the future and everything.
And finding Min May somehow.
And technically, she's out there somewhere.
So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. My biggest problem is, like I said many times before, because this is close enough in some aspects to the original, but not enough. It kind of blends. When I think of Frontier, it kind of all blends together. I kind of find it hard for my mind to separate the series from the movies, at least these two movies. Unlike Super Dimension Fortress Macross versus Do You Remember Love, which Do You Remember Love is clearly distinct in my mind, right? Because it's a complete rewrite of the sequence of how it happens, and like the Earth gets destroyed in the opening act, which we don't see, as opposed to episode 23.
Fucking insane.
Yeah, and stuff like that, right? And so it doesn't blend. But when I think about Frontier, I just sort of put it all together. So there's stuff here that they talk about clearly. And I think I do like the fact that they spell out a lot of things here, like this is what's happening. Where in Frontier, they try to keep it as a mystery, but it was still kind of fuzzy, because by the time they got to tell us what the mystery was, it was like, oh, okay, we're going to fight. It's like, oh, here's like, no, this is what happening. This is a plan. Cheryl knew from the very beginning what was going on. Aside from the, try to take over the galaxy part, that's the part that she didn't.
I mean, she didn't know the plot against her either.
Yeah, and stuff like that, right? It's the fact that the way it ends with that they get gunned down. Like, I do like the way it happened in the episode in the series, where it's a coup by the second lieutenant, right? By this guy, I forgot his name, the beaky nose kind of guy, who now they changed the fact that he wasn't with Catherine. He's dating,
he wasn't with Catherine, right? That way.
No, he was, because
they were like spy equivalents together. Because remember, we had the whole talk about the fact of, in the cafe.
No, you're confusing Ozma. You're confusing Ozma with the bad guy, the guy who takes over.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the guy that Catherine was going to be with in the beginning, but we were talking about their abuse of power.
They were.
Sorry, wait. Who are you talking about? Them being with?
Remember, she was.
Sorry, I may have misinterpreted when you said somebody's name, and I thought I was thinking of Grace. Were you not talking about Grace?
No, we're talking about.
Sorry,
Catherine.
that was the thing. I thought you meant Grace, and I was like, that guy was never with Grace. They were operating together.
Catherine.
Yeah,
Catherine,
sorry.
Yeah,
that's the confusion.
Yeah. He does come up smarter in this movie. Like, he was listening into the conversations and had a good plan to go with, was better prepared. But I do like the fact that he tries to take over and he fails.
Well, I mean, in action movie parlance, you can't outsmart a bullet.
Yeah. And he gets gunned down alongside Grace's father, which is, I guess they make the Grace's father a little more villainous here, because he's willing to go along with the plan of taking over the Vashra, right?
Yeah, but I mean, we never see them do anything. Like, I just kept assuming he was going to try and take out President Glass, and it just never fucking happens. It's like the setup with the stress balls, and it's like, do it, man, just fucking do it. And it's like, no, they turn out to be stress balls. They fall out of his hand when he gets shot, and nothing happens.
Yeah, I think it's a reference to the HMS, the last version of the HMS Bounty movie. That was not the last version, the one that was an American ship, and the captain, what was his name, would have stress balls, and
why?
That was Captain Bligh, but it was the American version of that. Not
I don't know. For me, it was just nothing. It's like the fact that I thought they were weapons makes them a Chekhov's gun. I legit thought they were going to be like I said, there was like 4 guys in the room. Before we pan back and we see there are more when the assault happens. There's like 4 guys in the room. I just anticipated, boom, They're going to be poison bombs or some shit that he's been faking like they're stress bombs. And then he's going to kill
Why
everybody
would
in the
he
room.
do? I had to put a mask himself. Like, oh, I'm gonna put a mask.
That,
and
or
throw
maybe
the
he
bomb
has like the antidote for the shit on him, so he just like inject himself or whatever. I don't know. Just like I don't know why he would do a thing, but all I know is I have these elements in a room together. What could I do with them? And I know he wants to kill the guy because he's done it in the show. So it's like, how does he get from point A to point C by passing through point B? Well, what is point B going to be? He has this on hand. How does he get from there to there?
I mean, in a way, he didn't have to, I guess, because he had.
Well, he didn't have to because he didn't.
Pressing Glass on his pump, but Glass was doing whatever he wanted him to do, right?
Well, no, because they weren't operating like that. They weren't doing the same thing before, where we have set this guy up to have some sort of mega plan that he's doing on his, or not his own, with Grace, and then he took Grace out of the picture. So what's the next thing he does in the show? That, but he hasn't been pre-plotting all this time to assert control himself. So there's no really reason I should think, if all I'm watching is the movie, to think he would do that. The only reason I have to think he would do that is because he's done it before in an alternate reality.
Yeah. Yeah, ultimately, I think we have to think of this movie as that. I think I said it before, as an alternate reality, right? Just like Do You Remember Love is to, well, the rest of the series, right?
Well, it's a mixed reality, I think is what we called it before, in that some elements of it continue. So until we see Delta, we don't know what carries on from this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my final.
Did like
go ahead.
Go ahead. I did like the fact that the substitute they did for the Global was very interesting, right? This giant, base ship that comes from the original.
It's not really though, because they've had Vajra base ships in the show that just look like our Macross ships too. Something I've noted in the past is that they, for some reason, the Vajra ships take on humanoid appearances.
No, but
because when we were back in the episodes on the moon with the Zentradi and they take over the Global, right? It flies into the air, and it's like, okay, that's obviously humanoid because it's based around the Global. But then there's other Vajra base ships in the sky that are also just fucking humanoid. And we see that here in the movie too, is that the Vajra just have humanoid base ships for some reason.
Yeah, but I'm talking about those ships they use as nesting grounds. They use the Global as a nesting ground. They use another ship as a nesting ground and use this ship as a nesting ground. That's what they do, right? That they feed off of.
But I'm saying they also have ships that just look like humanoids. Like you have the ships that are just like long objects that we see all the time. But they also have humanoid ships. And I don't mean like they look like humans. Like they obviously like don't have arms or something, but they got shoulders down to torso and like leg stumps, and then like a head thing on it. It's like, why do they take that shape? I'm not actually asking. It's just thoughts I had during the show and during the movie. It's just they have them. So that they had a larger one at the end, it didn't really stick out to me. It's just they have them for some reason.
Well, the Queen is vaguely humanoid, I guess, when it's shown the last time. Well, she was also merging with the Galaxy. So no, but Battle 7 in this case, it was not the Galaxy, it was Battle 7. Which is another thing, right? Here, the Galaxy did get destroyed. There's no coming back. They got nuked by the Vajra when they attacked. So,
all right. Well, I was going to say my final question then is, because I have it in my mind, so I'm going to ask you first. Among all the Macross properties we watched so far, where does this one rank numerically?
Number 3.
And I would say that's shows and movies.
Yeah. Number 3.
It's interesting because I was also going to say number 3. I know my top 2 are going to be different from yours. So what are your top 2?
Plus, SCF-1, and then Frontier.
Oh, okay. Obviously 0, 7, and then this. And I'm counting this separate from the first movie. Just this movie is my number 3.
Oh, okay. No, I would. Yeah, I mean, I put all Frontier in one, including the movies, like I said before.
Oh yeah, so, no. I'm talking like separately, like the show, the first movie, this movie, all 3 different properties.
Yeah, no, that would be a little more complex because
Like if I was just ranking those 3 properties, I'd say this, then the show, and then the first movie. So this would be my number 1, the show would be my number 2, and then the first movie would be number 3.
Well, in that case, it would be plus Do You Remember Love? And probably this movie.
Well, okay. I think I'd actually put the show SDF Macross above Do You Remember Love, but then again, the comment section were already flaming me for that, so...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the choice to not include the destruction of Earth in your fucking movie is already insane to me, but also, you know, not a big fan of the Meltrati or whatever the fuck they were called.
Meltrans.
Whatever, I don't fucking like them. I don't like them. That's a stupid...
I actually do like them.
That was a dumb idea, and I still hate everybody who brings it up in comments that, no, you're just, like, willfully ignoring the fact that they exist. Yes, I am. Welcome to the bandwagon. Join me aboard it.
I don't mind them so much. I actually kind of like them.
They subvert the whole Supervision Army concept, which I still want, and
yeah, I don't
replaces
think that's going to happen.
You say. You're only spoiled by one thing for Delta. Don't spoil yourself for more.
So far, we haven't seen anything in 25, 30 years. Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's not going to come. Literally, how long has it been since... Well, I don't know how long Delta came out from today.
2017, I think it was.
So you're saying it's been 8 years since Delta, and now we're finally getting another new Macross thing that wasn't a video game. So it's not impossible. And for nothing, not for nothing, it does exist in the medium, the Supervision Army. So you can't really take it back.
2016. That was off by 1 year.
All right. So 9 years. I'm just saying it exists in the medium. Somewhere out there, the Supervision Army does exist. It's not something somebody made up. It's not non-canonical. It does exist.
So does the Meltran.
Only in one movie.
Yeah.
When you remember when they show up in Macross 7, they're considered Zentradi.
Yeah.
So if people can ignore that the Supervision Army exists, I can ignore that the whatever you just said exists. I'm not committing any headspace to it. If I did that, I'd probably remember it, and that's the last thing I want to do. And I think for those of you in the audience who somehow got this far and still want to argue with me, that is a point that shows that I care. If I didn't care, I wouldn't have strong opinions. But those people I probably already lost a long time ago. Those people probably tuned out thinking I hate this movie or something, even though I put it like number 3. Like, you won't stop fucking joking during scenes where you should be listening to what's going on. Fuck this guy. Let me type a long comment, even though I'm only 10 minutes into the video.
Yeah, well.
So I know how that works, where the video's been up for like 2 minutes and suddenly 3 paragraphs are already in. I don't think you watched anything. You don't know what we know. All right, well.
Anyway.
I think you already put your final thoughts out there?
Yeah.
All right, and that was mine, of course. So, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?